Sometimes the most accepted medical theories turn out to be wrong. Bloodletting was standard practice for 3,000 years. Not until the late 19th century was it discredited. Such errors are not confined to the distant past. In all likelihood, you actively participate in a false medical belief that could be harmful. More than 4 in 5 American adults, 86%, take vitamins. One motivator for this remarkable trend is the notion that antioxidant supplements vitamin C, vitamin E, alpha and beta-carotene, selenium prevent disease and slow aging. This firmly held belief by many doctors and the public is completely unsubstantiated. Clinical research over recent decades, studying hundreds of thousands of people, has repeatedly concluded that there is no evidence of a beneficial effect from supplements on all-cause mortality, cardiovascular disease, cancer or cognitive function. The lay press and nutraceutical marketing have not been deterred by the widespread publication of these findings. In fact, the use of vitamins continues to grow. A Google search for benefits of antioxidant supplements yields more than 28 million results. Revenue for the U.S. supplement industry in 2018 reached $31 billion. Ironically, these antioxidant supplements are not only ineffective in treating or preventing disease. Recent research suggests they can work against us. Analyses of large human intervention trials suggest that antioxidant supplementation can cause a higher incidence of cancer and increase overall mortality. This is in keeping with a growing understanding of reactive oxygen species ROS, the target of antioxidants. It appears that ROS trigger protective mechanisms within the cell that are essential to our health. Physical exercise provides a dramatic demonstration of this phenomenon. Exercise is known to produce significant amounts of ROS. It is also well established that exercise prevents many of the most common chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, dementia and certain cancers. Exercise lengthens lifespan as well. In fact, taking antioxidants before exercise has been shown to block its positive effects on glucose metabolism that can prevent diabetes. How did we get the antioxidant story wrong? To answer this question, one must briefly review what causes reactive oxygen species ROS and how the body responds to them. When cells burn oxygen to generate energy, ROS are created, much like the exhaust from a car's engine. An overload of ROS causes oxidative stress that damages cellular function. For some time, a growing body of evidence has suggested that ROS increase in chronic diseases such as cancer, type 2 diabetes, dementia and cardiovascular disease. Test tube simulations demonstrated the damaging effects of high ROS on cell cultures and the prevention of such damage by antioxidants. This led to the conclusion that antioxidants could protect against these chronic illnesses. However, this protective effect was not observed in animal or human models. More recent research has provided an explanation. In observing the impact of lower concentrations of ROS, a protective function was discovered. In other words, ROS, depending on their concentration, can be beneficial or toxic. At moderate levels they exert a positive adaptive stress response that prevents cell damage. This transformed our perception of ROS from toxic byproducts of metabolism to essential signaling molecules for health. The list of things known unequivocally to promote health, prevent disease and extend health span is short. Let's look at 3 of the most studied: physical activity, caloric restriction and a diet rich in plant foods. Physical activity demands an increase in energy production by the cell's power generators, the mitochondria. This stressor results in a transient increase in ROS. Elevated ROS concentrations in turn trigger cellular mechanisms that increase both antioxidant production and the activity and number of mitochondria, a marker of fitness. Caloric restriction in lab animals is known to reduce the incidence of diabetes and cancer as well as extend lifespan. The reduced energy intake associated with caloric restriction has also been shown to increase mitochondrial ROS. Research has demonstrated that calorically restricted animals given feed with antioxidant supplements did not experience the health benefits. What this suggests is that antioxidants generated by our body in response to various stressors promote health. Exogenous antioxidants in the form of supplements compromise our ability to manage physiological stress and thereby promote illness and accelerate the aging process. Epidemiological studies link diets rich in plant foods with a lower incidence of chronic disorders such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. This raises the question of whether these diets promote health because of their antioxidant content, as health food marketing would have us believe. Phytochemicals, biologically active compounds found in plants, evolved to protect them from environmental threats such as bacteria, fungi and pests. These noxious natural pesticides when consumed by humans induce a mild cellular stress response that boosts functions that protect against future stressors. This includes the production of antioxidants. Again, this implies that the consumption of antioxidants does not promote health. Rather, exposure to moderate stress activates signaling pathways that confer resistance to more severe stress. This response not only protects against the stressor that initiated the process but also against nonspecific challenges such as oxidative, metabolic or thermal stressors. When moderate exposure to a stressor optimizes health while greater exposure is toxic, it is called hormesis. Like plants, we have evolved to cope with specific challenges. As hunter-gatherers, we consumed a plant-rich diet and regularly experienced food shortages, temperature swings, and the need for daily physical activity. These conditions provided the training camp for our biology. Evolution crafted an animal adapted for this scenario. Unwittingly, we have eliminated the stressors that provide our fitness. We often presume to know what is good or bad for us and why. But proving such beliefs can be quite difficult. The antioxidant story exposes our hubris. Rows were assumed to be a necessary evil of using oxygen as fuel, a flaw that we imagined we could correct with antioxidants. Such flaws rarely survive millennia of evolutionary optimization. Sophisticated scientific research has yielded unsophisticated recommendations. Move more, eat real food, fast regularly, sleep, go outside, spend time with friends, help others and do something to bind stress. Perhaps it is the very simplicity of these directives that makes them easy to dismiss. We have been conditioned to perceive medication and supplements as more powerful interventions than the remarkable effects of a good night's sleep. Ubiquitous social forces conspire against us in the form of fast food, escalators, automobile culture, the passivity of television and the marketing of medications and supplements, to name a few. For now, the most powerful generators of health reside within us and our behavior.